feel like this organization's in a good spot. They've obviously done it in the past, so I think they know what it takes and they know how to do it, and it's only a matter of time.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are going back to the NBA Finals.
I want to win the NBA championship. Like, it's always about winning for me.
One of the greatest regular seasons in NBA history. And now, for the first time, the NBA champion resides in Oklahoma City.
We did what it took this year to be champions, and we deserve this. We rose to the moment, and here we are.
Well, they say to the victors go the spoils. In this case, the spoils were extensions to SGA, to Jalen Williams, to Chet Holmgren, all this offseason. And spoiler, that kind of long-term stability, it's also what lands Oklahoma City in the #1 spot in ESPN's offseason rankings that dropped today on ESPN.com. But let's just take a look at the rest of those rankings that were all released today here. So the back half of the rankings, it's filled with sort of perennial lottery teams here with two exceptions. You see the Celtics, and then you see the Indiana Pacers. Remember the Achilles injuries, Jason Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, both franchises, they traded away talent that was essential to their recent successes. But one team's cast-offs is another team's treasure. So the Milwaukee Bucks, they come in at 14 after they signed Miles Turner, while the Hawks, they find themselves coming in at 12 with the additions of Kristaps Porzingis and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So that gets us to the top 10. It is fueled by this season's off-season moves. The Magic, they jumped up to 8th, trading for Desmond Bane. The Clippers, they come in at 7. Bradley Beal, John Collins, Chris Paul. The Rockets, they have the #2 spot after signing Kevin Durant. So let's welcome in our senior writer, Tim Bontemps, who contributed to these rankings on ESPN.com. Tim, when you look at your biggest takeaway from the top 10, what would that be?
To me, Malika, it's Houston, as you just mentioned, being in that second spot, and to a lesser degree, the Denver Nuggets being third. You look at the top 3 spots, all being dominated by Western Conference teams. It goes back to those Achilles injuries you mentioned before with Jason Tatum and Tyrese Halliburton. The league, even more than ever, is tilted toward the Western Conference. And after that Kevin Durant trade back in June, Durant going to the Rockets in exchange for Dillon Brooks, Jalen Green, and what became the 10th pick in the draft, Kaman Malawak from Duke. That addition of Kevin Durant to the Rockets, a team that, as we saw in the Warriors series, is an exceptional defensive team, but struggled at times to score, and particularly Jalen Green struggled at times to be their lead perimeter scorer. To put Kevin Durant in, a guy who, even at this stage of his career, is a 50, 40, 90 guy in the high 20s per game, he is exactly the kind of piece they needed. And we could very easily be seeing a Houston-Oklahoma City Western Conference Finals, which, Malika, I know you and I would both be very excited to see Kevin Durant back in Oklahoma City with a chance to go back to the NBA Finals.
Can you imagine that atmosphere?
Oh, it's bad.
It would be awesome.
It's bad. I've seen it. It's
It
not
would be
good.
awesome.
Bring out the cupcakes. It's not. Perk knows it's not. It's bad. Yeah. Okay. But anyways, good list. I don't understand why Denver is not #2. With Houston, I show and prove. Kevin Durant is amazing. One of the greatest players of all time, but it's going to take some time for them to gel, figure it out. They lost in the first round. They got to earn it. I'm not going to give them their flowers this quick. Denver, I know what they are, and that trade they made, the additions they made, exceptional. I like Denver and this is a team that pushed the champs to 7 games.
I like them too.
I like them as #2. Also, how are the Knicks not higher? Why are they not above Cleveland? Like, the Knicks were in the Eastern Conference Finals. They added 2 shooters. They got a solid, great coach. I would have flipped those two. I mean, Cleveland, they lost. They didn't make it to these finals 2 years in a row.
All right.
I like the Knicks ahead of them.
I don't think anyone's going to argue. I think that's maybe a little bit of dealer's choice. I don't know if anyone's going to argue with you on flip-flopping those two. It's a matter of decimal points that we're talking about that separate.
Tim got that look, though. Tim got that look.
Tim has put a lot of work into this list. I did, before you respond to that point, Tim, I'm hoping that we can hit on the Lakers being #10 here, Perk. Not because they shouldn't be 10th, but I am curious. We spent the beginning of our show talking about the lack of moves from the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors are ahead of them, and then the Orlando Magic and Los Angeles Clippers all ahead of the Lakers, Perk.
So 3 things.
Okay,
Number
let's start with
1, Tim and everybody else who made this list need to be fined. Number 2, or they need vacation time because this list is horrible. This list is horrible. And the reason being is because you have the Lakers at #10. That is beyond disrespectful. The Lakers are the best team in California right now. The Clippers, they're old. That's a nursing home. They have too many concerns, especially when it comes down to the health of Kawhi Leonard, who's their best player. When you talk about the Orlando Magic, like, are we serious right now? Are they better than the Lakers? Absolutely not. And then we go to the Warriors. We just did a whole segment about how the Warriors did absolutely nothing, about how Al Horford, Gary Payton II are waiting on the Jonathan Kuminga drama with the Warriors to get resolved. And so when you think about the Lakers getting a young athletic big and addressing the center position and getting a DeAndre Ayton, you look at them addressing the perimeter and getting a Marcus Smart, a primary defender, a point of attack defender, and then Luka is in shape. LeBron James is happy. He's been posting. He's ready for the season. He's working out. And you mean to tell me that they're number 10 on this list behind the Clippers, Magic, and Warriors? Oh, hell no.
The producers are in my ear saying we need to move on to the next topic. But, Tim, I can't let Perk call for your vacation time and not give you 20 seconds to respond here.
I'll be very quick. We are in late July, and we just got a very impassioned speech from Perk about why these rankings are wrong. That's exactly why we did the rankings. I think I should get a pat on the back and not a fine. That's what I would say.
I also think that potentially in a couple of days or even maybe a week, we could be revisiting these rankings. These are only the first off-season rankings because there is a major deal that the Lakers could strike as early as this weekend.
Tonight, a season unlike any other resumes. That's a bomb!
Oh, my gosh! And oh, my goodness, Jamal Murray! And Anobi got it off, and it goes! Bang! Bang! Here's Davis for 3 in the win. Oh, it's good! This historic 2020 NBA championship belongs to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Can you believe it's been 5 years
Whoa.
since the start of the NBA bubble? Well, the official start. So let's take a look back at what, Mark, you say this is some of the best basketball we've ever seen, right?
I mean, it was like the greatest AAU tournament ever.
It was the purest, that's for sure. OG Anunoby, 5.5 left to beat the Celtics. It's good. We saw so many game winners in the bubble. Maybe that's because everyone was just so dialed in.
Like 6 games a day in the beginning. It was great.
Luka in overtime to beat the Clippers. Woo! My goodness, what a shot from Doncic.
Those fans were creepy, though, those virtual fans.
Oh, yeah, everyone on Zoom. Anthony Davis at the horn to beat the Nuggets. What a shot from AD.
Was that the West
now,
Finals?
to some top absurdity. Remember this Jamal Murray 360 layup to get around Rudy Gobert. He had a 50-point game. And Donovan Mitchell was right on his tail. That was a great one. And then Dame pulling from the logo with the Blazers the first time around. Welcome back, Dame, by the way, to Portland. We look forward to seeing him back on the floor. And then the claw, the one-finger block. Oh, we need to see that one closer.
Wow.
That's a different definition of giving the finger, right? And then we got top bully ball here. Giannis, he got hurt in the playoffs, his ankle, but he spins here, throws down the dunk. Oof. Yeah, that's what Giannis does. How about Michael Porter Jr. all over Montrezl Harrell here?
Oh, I remember this. Hey!
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah. And finally, send in it over to LeBron.
Excuse me, I'm going over here.
Tyler Hero flying. Let's all take a listen.
We just want our respect.
To what?
Rob wants his respect. Coach Vogel wants his respect. Our organization want their respect. Laker Nation want their respect. And I want my damn respect too.
LeBron James wants his respect to what, you might say? Well, evidently, not everyone respects the Lakers' most recent title. In a story posted today by The Athletic, Daryl Morey, who was with Houston back in 2020, he weighed in on his thoughts on the bubble championship. He said, had the Rockets won the title, I would absolutely have celebrated it as legitimate, knowing the immense effort, the resilience required. Yet, Everyone I speak to around the league privately agrees that it doesn't truly hold as a genuine championship. Perhaps the lasting legacy of the NBA bubble is that the NBA should be proud of its leadership at both the beginning and the end of the pandemic, even though the championship will forever be marked by an asterisk. Perk, I'm going to go to you first. Mark and I were both there. Jealousy maybe doing some heavy lifting here. What do you think? Deserve to be an asterisk next to this banner?
Well, two things. One, why is Daryl Morey even talking about this? We would like to hear you address what Joel and B talked about a few weeks ago. Like, talk about your organization. There's some cleaning up that you need to be doing. Here we are 5 years removed from the bubble championship, and now we're talking about an asterisk. We wouldn't be having this conversation. It has nothing to do with the bubble or the actual championship or even the Lakers. It has everything to do because LeBron James won it. Outside of that, it was one of the greatest championships, in my opinion, and hardest championships. We heard about Damian Lillard coming out saying like he felt like he did a bid. We had some all-time great performances in that championship. You remember, in that playoff bubble. You remember Donovan Mitchell and Morey when they went at
that's
it?
What we were talking
Did you remember
about.
how Paul George earned the nickname Pandemic P because Jamal Murray and Jokic walked them down from a 3-1 deficit? Like, we saw some great playoff basketball in the bubble without fans. Yeah. Guys competed at a high level, and the champ won. So I don't want to hear that from Daryl Morey.
Mental fortitude was taken to win it, and the asterisk should be in that regard.
Yeah.
That's why the Heat made it.
I completely
And the Lakers
agree.
hung it out. They deserve respect.
Completely agree.
I'm on fire.